Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence. It keeps this channel ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today we have an unboxing here from Vanness pens. I got this yesterday, and I waited to open it until I could film things. Y'all are welcome. Let's get this open. Set that aside. There we go. Good. All right. Get this packing slip out of here with informations. All right. Good. It's a good packing slip. It's got prices and everything. So it says thank you, Mike, from Mike. That's Mike Vanness to me. So let's get some packing stuff out of the way here. Okay. All right. This is a fun little package. It's like, maybe it's made from like stuff from something they got as a package. Maybe they're reusing packing materials. I don't know, this is kind of cool. It's like paper that's like reinforced with tape in places. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna dump it out. All right. So first up, we have Van Dieman's. It's from the Night series. This is, which one did I get? Does it even say? Does it not have the? Oh, Dawn. Haha, it's right there on the front of the package. Van Dieman's Dawn. This is a 30 ml bottle. This is $14.95 on the Vanness website. And this is what it looks like. I'll do quick swatches here at the end of the video so that we're not bogged down in the middle. But yeah, this is a really cool looking ink. It's supposed to have a lot of sheen. It's supposed to be kind of pink with a whole bunch of sheen on it. Look like it might be really interesting. And I don't really have very many Van Dieman's inks. I've only got like 3 or 4 of them, so it was fun to get that for a try. Then we have several samples here. These are, good. So Lisa had messaged me after I placed this order, and she's like, hey, you placed an order. Wait, you know you placed an order, you placed it. And she's like, do you have any of these inks? And I said, no. So these are from Inkebara. This is Deer Brown. That's interesting. I don't know anything about Inkebara. I'm going to have to look them up. Grass Green and Foggy Blue, all from Inkebara. So that's fun. Little samples she included there for me to try out. This is Vinta Fairy Tale Lakambini. I think this is one that Audrey asked me to get, and look at all that shimmer in there. Like, that's a fairly ridiculous amount of shimmer, if I'm honest. Like, that ink is mostly shimmer. So we'll see what that looks like as a sample. Then we got here Van Dieman's Tiger Quoll Prowl. Quolls are cute little animals, and I thought it'd be fun to have this ink. This is very dark, and it's actually very full. I think this is maybe more than 4 mils. Just slightly. It's 4.5, almost 5 mils of Tiger Quoll Prowl. We'll check that one out. Then we got Vinta Fairy Tale Lakbe, which is another. Oh, it's another shimmer ink. And you can see it's got like a reddish copper shimmer in this kind of pale blue ink. That seems fun. And then we have here Vinta Pamana. Did I order this one? Yeah, I did. I don't remember this one at all, but cool. I'm into it. And then we've got Dominant Industry Lungo. So this is an ink that I keep seeing online. Every time I go to a place that has Dominant Industry inks, they're out of Lungo when I'm ordering, but they did have samples of it at Vanness, so I grabbed a sample of it. All right, what else do we have in here? We have... Oh, I got a couple of these, because they looked like they might be interesting. So, there are 2 of these. They're both to-do lists from Midori, and they make a couple of different types. So this is the to-do list memo pad in orange, and it looked like it would be pretty good. I actually didn't know exactly what it was going to look like on the inside. Some of the pictures of this are a little bit hard to figure out, but it looks like it's just a straight-up to-do list with check boxes, a date next to it so you can say when you've done it. And this is a thing that I really need. I'm not using my big WritePads planner right now, the weekly planner, because it's summer and frankly I'm trying to hoard it a little bit for the next year, and so I'm kind of hoarding it, but and not using. I'm using another sort of planner, and it just doesn't have as much space, and so the to-do list gets put on the back of it, and so I miss it a lot. So this ought to be pretty good. We'll test this out and see if this is good with fountain pens, but it's Midori, so I kind of expect it to. And then this one is the Midori memo pad to-do list penguin. Look how cute that is. It's also a to-do list, but it just has penguins on it. Oh, it's all different penguins. Several different penguins anyway. What have we got? We got green ones. Maybe we just have two kinds of penguins, green ones and blue ones. So that's fun. I like that there are two different colors of penguin pads with different kinds of penguins. Both of them have some penguin chickies and penguin parents. So fun stuff. That looks cool. We'll try those out with some fountain pens here in a minute. I got one of these. So I have a small pad of Ayush paper. It's probably this size. And I really like it. This is 5.7 by 8¼ inches, which is it's kind of an odd size. Is this A5? Not quite A5. So a slightly odd shape, but I don't really care because this paper is very good. So on my small pad, I tried out some inks just the other day, and these are all fountain pen inks. And you see, you don't get a whole lot of, like, I'm not getting any sheen or anything like weird off of that, but this ink didn't really, it seems like it kind of soaked in more, and so you don't get a lot of the pink that you sometimes see in it. But I was like, let's try a Sharpie on here, and I tell you what, even the Sharpie barely came through. Like, I could write on this paper with a Sharpie and use the back, which is impressive. And it feels nice. It is pretty absorbent, so you're not going to get some of your ink qualities, but as a fountain pen friendly pad or Sharpie friendly pad, that is heckin' impressive. So I went ahead and got a bigger pad. I forget what this cost. Let me look it up. It was $7 for the top bound one in this size, not quite A5. And then this little one that I got, I want to say that Lisa Vanness actually gave me this one at a pen show, maybe, but it was $3.50, which I think is totally reasonable for a pocket pad like this with such nice paper. So yeah, I like this. It's 100 GSM, dot pad. I don't know if they do anything that's not dot pads. So if you don't like dots, maybe not for you, but the paper quality is totally worth it. And they're perforated at the top, which I love. I like a perforated or ring bound thing better than a hardbound notebook a lot of times because I'm less precious with it. All right, and last up, this is actually the reason I placed this order. I was like, oh snap. So this is an ink from Pannonia, and y'all know I love Pannonia, obviously. But this is Draculea, which is kind of where I got the idea for Cheerio Water Bus. It is a red ink that has the black micro pigment, like matte, not shimmer stuff in it. And this one actually stays suspended really, really well in the solution. And so you kind of always get it. Whereas with my Cheerio Water Bus, you can see it sort of falls out. And you gotta like shake it back into solution a bit when you want to use it. So this was sort of the inspiration for that and why I started talking to Mate about making an ink. And it went away. So this was a very limited edition that I missed. And Vanness got some bottles of it. Like they got, I don't know how many they got actually, but I decided I really need another bottle. And this is nicely sealed. It's just going to go in the cabinet until I use up the other one, and then I can stop being precious with it. Because honestly, I'm kind of precious with the Draculea I have because it's just this little 30 mils, and I love it. Okay, so let's do some swatching because why not? Let's grab my oversized color ring and. I use this for a lot of the swatches online and that sort of thing because it's very, very handy. Great paper, good size, really great with fountain pen ink. I want to try this too. We'll do that in a sec. Now we're ready. We have all our accoutrements, our artisanally bent letter opener, which I think is the superior way to swatch inks. It's better than a Q-tip. You don't have to throw it away. You just like rinse it off and go on to the next thing. You can sterilize it very easily. It's not wasteful, and you also get a good representation, I think, of inks because you can sort of move them around such that they have some darker and some lighter areas of coverage. So you get to see sheen and shading and all that jazz right on one swatch. Oh, this is really interesting color. Is this Lungo? No, this isn't. This is Vinta. This is Vinta Pamana. Right there. P-A-M-A-N-A. As you can see, we can let this dry, of course, but yeah, really nice looking golden brown. I'm into it. I love a golden brown ink, and this one is no exception, at least so far. Then we've got, this is Fairy Tale Lakby. I want to say this is one that Audrey asked me to get. I sent her a link. I was like, hey, look, I'm fixing to put in an order for Vanness. I need to hit that free shipping, pick out some things. Like, what do you want to see? And she sent me some links, and I think this might have been one of them. All right, you can actually see the shimmer in it already because it's such an off-color shimmer. That's rad. I really like the blue color already. It's kind of a minty blue almost, like an Arctic sort of blue. You're going to have this red shimmer that's going to appear a lot more as it dries. Usually that's the way shimmer goes. Sometimes you just can't really see the shimmer until, oh, this Tiger Quoll also has shimmer. Cool. Not sure if I knew that. I ordered this a little while ago, and my habit is that I place an order and then I immediately forget what I ordered, which means that every one of these unboxings is like as much a surprise for me as it is for you, almost. So I know that I got samples, and I also knew that I ordered the Pannonia ink because I love it so much, but wasn't really remembering what I had. All right, so this is a much darker, richer brown. I love that. Look at that chocolatey brown. Ooh, this one's getting a sheen as it dries. This one, you can see the shimmer in there. Okay, good, exciting. It's always fun when you get samples and you're not exactly sure what they're going to end up looking like, and then they look awesome. That's so rewarding. This one, you can look at it. You can see the sheen, the shimmer, just like in the sample vial. Whoa! All right, so this is an interesting pink with like a ton of gold shimmer. Okay, let's see what that ends up looking like. But I'm kind of into it. Vanness sometimes goes very hard on shimmer, and sometimes there's more shimmer than there is base color, and that's kind of looking like it's going to be the case, at least with this one, but also maybe with the blue. Let's like let it wash up a little bit and then settle. Yeah, good. Also, for drying off things and cleaning nibs and that sort of stuff, I love microfiber towels. My aunt gave me a pack of like, I don't know, 50 of these or something at Christmas one year, and I've just been kind of going through them because they soak up ink and water and stuff very, very quickly, like nobody's business. All right, Dominant Industry Lungo, another brown. I've been in a real brown mood lately. Real brown mood. How do you like browns? Are you all brown fans? Leave me a note in the description or in the comments down there and tell me what y'all think about browns, because I love a brown ink. I don't know if everybody else does. I don't know if it's just me, but I love a brown. All right. Lungo is looking, and it's interesting how all of these browns look very different on the page. So you kind of tilt it so we can see more. Oh, that's getting sheen too. Sheeny browns rule. So yeah, we got a sort of a light golden brown. We have a sort of, I don't know, chestnutty sort of brown. And then this one is like mahogany or something. It's like super dark. All right. Let's try out these Inkebaras. Inkebara Grass Green. All right. Cool. It does look like a grassy green. It's a very bright green, but I think it's going to be a very legible green as well when it dries. I think it'll be good out of a fountain pen for sure. This is a Foggy Blue, again from Inkebara. My little water cleaning thing over here is getting to be a very interesting set of colors, isn't it? Now, lastly, Inkebara's Deer Brown. You know, we used to have a lot of deer in our area, so many that they would just come through and just eat all of our plants to the ground, but my daylilies out front are actually blooming right now, and they've been allowed to bloom. So I think all the construction nearby has run off our local deer, which I honestly have mixed feelings about. Like, I don't like them to come through and eat my plants, and I don't want to hit them with my truck, but I do like that they're around, and I like that deer have a place to be. So I'm of two minds about that. And the trick is you have a fenced backyard, and that's where you plant your deer-eaten plants, and then you have stuff in the front that deer don't necessarily want. That's the trick. All right, and lastly, Van Diemen's Night Dawn. I wanted to get some more Aurora Australis because I have look at that. Woo! Because I have a sample of it, and it's gorgeous, and I really like how it writes, but it's always out of stock, which is not ideal. I'm trying to get it. So this is obviously going to have sheen. You can see the sheen on the bottle, actually. Like, there must have been a tiny drip right there and just turned to sheen on the bottle. But look at that color. That is bold. The cat feels a little bit weird, but got the job done. And then let me give you a little scribble of this, or I'll squeeze a drop out of here. This is actually this Pannonia Draculea I was telling you I liked so much. In my Shown Design fountain pen. I don't know what the name of this color is, but it was so good looking that I had to pick it. I got it off the table at a pen show. I'm like, this is mine, I take it now. And he's like, oh yeah, you can come get it later. I'm like, no, I have it now. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So you can see the black pigment in there already. And as it dries, it just turns like, I don't know, like old vampire blood, like a Dracula. Give you a little scribble of it too, so you can see what it looks like in a The pen. It sort of goes down tomato-y, and then it's going to, like, as it dries, it gets darker. Okay, let me look up some Inkebara stuff while this is drying. Y'all hang out and watch this ink dry for a sec. Okay, this is still drying a little bit, but I wanted to interrupt and say that I found the Inkebara website. They are Czech inks made in a Czech ink factory, which is really fun. We produce inks for handwriting, whether you write with a fountain pen, a Reedus pen, a quill, or a paintbrush. I think a Reedus pen is just a dip pen. Or we can say that we buy various chemicals, measure them, weigh them, mix them, heat them, filter them, cool them multiple times, and we pour them into vials. This is a really fun website, and I like their sort of attitude and the way that they describe things. So they're talking about their inks having regular waterproofness. They contain no dissolvents or alcohols. They can be watered down. They're mixable with each other. And then they're like, if it dries up in your pen, just put it in water. If it dries up in your brush, wash it with water, which is kind of great. So that's neat. So check out Inkebara. This is a new brand to me, and I'm glad we found it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some little fountain pen testing on these to-do lists, and before we go and look at the ink, and we'll give it another couple of minutes to dry. Oh no! There, these are all in order, so I don't want to mess them up. All right, you. this is meant to be bent back behind, but I just don't want to do that yet. Okay, let's put here. This is Pannonia. All right, so we tried out a whole bunch of inks on here while we're waiting for this to dry. One drop of ink actually is a lot more ink than you kind of think it is, and it takes a long time for a swatch made with one drop of ink to dry. It's pretty wild, right? So this is that Midori memo pad, or to-do pad, rather. And I tried on here Pannonia Draculea, which, as I said, like, it dries kind of like a, I don't know, it gets paler and you get some like dark spots. I love it. Linen Toolbar Hobe, Pilot Suwario Blue, which is that pigmented one, Scribe Onyx, Kiwi Quetzalcoatl, which I always have in a pen, and it is always ready to write. That is a great ink, and it's shimmer and sheen, so I wanted to try that out. Jetstream Ball Pen, an Energel Gel Pen, a Sailor Brush Pen, and then, of course, a Sharpie just to torture test it. And how'd it do? Suwario Blue looks like it has a little bit of a feather here and there. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. A little feather on the P. That's about it. Scribe Onyx, also a little bit of a feather. Those are pretty wet inks, and so I'm not terribly surprised, but you never know. Then Kiwi Quetzalcoatl, you get a little bit of sheen, not a huge amount though. Like I feel like there should be more sheen, but there definitely is some, so that's all right. The ballpoint is good. Energel pen is good. The brush pen, yeah, not bad. And the Sharpie spread out a bit, but how'd it do? You're not going to be using both sides of this anyway because it is just a to-do pad, but some stuff came through. It's not perfect. These actually did really well. Suwario, Onyx, Quetzalcoatl, those started coming through. These are pretty good. The Energel bled through just in a couple of spots, which you see sometimes on Japanese papers, and I always think that's interesting. The gel bleeds through. And then the Sharpie just 100% came through. Glad I used this to block it. So yeah, pretty good, but not perfect, but good enough for it to do. Like, it's not going to go on the next page likely. And then let's try this. Actually, let me see if I can use the same pens. All right, so how did it do? A little bit more sheen, perhaps, on the Quetzalcoatl. The Suwario Blue still had a little bit of feathering. Linen Toolbar looks good. Draculea, of course, looks good. Jetstream, Energel, Brush Pen, Sharpie all look about the same as the other paper, and it performed about the same way as the other paper. So I'm guessing these two papers, even though this one's all printed with blue stuff and graphics, are the same kind of thing. These are not like the Midori MD Cotton or anything like that. It doesn't say what kind of paper is on here, but it's a much smoother, perhaps you can see, it's a very smooth paper without that kind of texture that you get with cotton paper. And also it's a bright white on this one, which you don't really get with the cotton either. So yeah, pretty good. And I think for what, $3.50 or something, these are totally usable. Very nice. 60 sheets. So it's going to be at least 2 months of, to-dos if you use a whole sheet every day. And look, I don't get everything on my to-do list done in a day, so like you're probably not either. Okay, let's take a look at these. This one is still drying. It really is having a hard time drying. So much ink I put down there. Whoops. All right, so up in this top corner, that's Pamana. Tons of green sheen on that light golden brown. Then we have Vinta's Lakbe, which looks rad. That is a great looking color. I love the blue. I love the shimmer. I kind of can't wait to get that in a pen. It looks amazing. I was dubious about how that blue was going to look because it looked so pale when I put it down, but man, is it good. Then we have Van Dieman's Tiger Quoll Prowl, which is a darker brown, but man, you would not know it because look at that green sheen, yo. Woo! All sheen, all day. Then we have Inkebara Grass Green right here, which is a very nice looking green. I love the way that turned out. I think it looks awesome. Just that looks great. Super into it. Then we have Dieman Industries Lungo, which is less impressive than I thought it was going to be, frankly. I thought there was going to be more sheen and stuff on this one. I've seen pictures that it just has a ton of sheen. You can see it at just the edges, but not a lot of sheen on there, which is kind of surprising. I do like the color, but I'm kind of glad I got the sample and not a whole bottle. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll find it on a place where, where it's on sale or something, and I'll buy a bottle because it looks good. Then this is the Vinta Lacambini, which, as predicted, is mostly shimmer. You get way more of that color than I thought you were going to underneath there. You can tell it's kind of a salmony pink, but yeah, tons of gold. Does it smear onto my finger? Yeah, I get a little bit of gold on my finger. That's the thing about having a lot of shimmer in a thing, is a little bit of it's going to come up if it's just sitting on top. Not a surprise. Then Inkebara Foggy Blue, gorgeous blue color. When I do chromatography a lot of times, I'll get a color that has this amazing blue at the top of it. And what do you think? I think it's that blue. That might be the blue. That could be a winner for me. I've been asking for that for a long time, so that's rad. Then Deer Brown here. Deer Brown, looking real good. It came off a little bit more golden than I was expecting. Like, it went real gold in these top areas. Definitely darker down here. Interested to see what this will look like from a pen where it's not... I mean, which of these shades is it going to be, right? So this is one of the advantages of using a letter opener, is that you can get that shading, where you want it and leave the ink where you want. So this, if it's a heavier flow nib, like a wet nib, you might get this. And if it's a lighter nib or a finer nib, you get it up there. Interesting. And then this one, Dawn from Van Dieman's, looks very cool. Not as much sheen as I was expecting, but it does have a really good color palette going on there. Again, lighter areas up here, much heavier down here. That's a bold color, and I dig it. And then here we go. This one just still drying. Pannonia Draculea. And now you're not going to get that much ink from most pens. Now, if you have a very wet nib, you will. But you're going to get more, down here. But man, look at the black in there. You're really going to get that if you get a dip pen, or if you have a pen that is very wet, like maybe a music nib or something like that. But darn, that's good. All right, so this has been a fun haul, and it's full of stuff that I'm definitely going to use. So be on the lookout for these things on the blog, in the coming months. I've got so much ink to go through right now, y'all. So many inks. But, man, so much good ink out there right now. It's exploding, and I love it, and I'm super into it. I will see y'all in the next video. Rather, you'll see me in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below telling me which of these was your favorite. And I'll see you, or I'll talk at you later. Peace out.